Hello and welcome to today's Polkadot ecosystem update video where I'm going to be talking about two different projects from the Polkadot ecosystem, and that's Darwinia Network and Kusama and some of the latest news that we've got with them. And I'm actually going to also take a look at the staking feature within Darwinia Network on Substrate, because I have done a dedicated video showing you how you can stake, but I didn't really talk about the return on investment for staking Ring and for staking KTON. So thanks to Polka Warrior's recent AMA that they've held with Darwinia Network's CMO, Chief Marketing Officer Bree, we actually have a table of contents with different information on the staking reward if you do decide to stake Ring or KTON, and we'll take a look at that. Again, that is very volatile, so the staking reward does tend to change, but it should be more or less around the same as we've got in that table of contents, because this was a recent AMA that was held. So it's not that the return on your investment is going to be a lot different than what we have in that table. And then we'll talk about some of the news from Kusama as well, of course, and we don't actually have news on the parachains, but we will cover the latest news that we got from them. Now, to talk about KTON here, which is one of the tokens from the Darwinia ecosystem, is trading at $252 on average at the moment across all the different exchanges. So we can see that it's been doing pretty well, considering it was trading at like 130, 140, just under 150 pretty much last week. So it's been doing very, very well. It actually went to over 290, I believe, on Uniswap. So almost 2x, actually over 2x from last week's prices. So nevertheless, Darwinia's KTON is in the spotlight now. More and more people are realizing the potential with KTON, considering the very low supply that we've got. It's 47,571. Again, this is constantly getting updated. And with regards to the max supply, it is 70,000 potentially, right? It all depends on how you lock up that ring, and we'll talk about that when we look at the staking app in today's video. And to move on here and actually talk about Darwinia's ring, so again, the price has been doing very well for this too. It's over 2x now since quite a few weeks ago, and it was trading at like 11 cents, 12 cents. So yeah, 22 cents. Very good, very good. And again, you got to remember here that you have to lock up ring in order to generate KTON. And because KTON is only 47,571 at the moment, you could see why the price is doing so well as soon as there's a bit of a buying power. Now just imagine what's going to happen when larger exchanges are going to list KTON and Ring, and especially KTON, because you got to remember, the Darwinia network is connected to the Ryukoku testnet on Polkadot, so they are parachain ready, and Binance have said that they're supporting the Polkadot ecosystem. So again, just a reminder, what's to stop them from listing KTON and Ring? And of course, you could say the same with Crust as well, which is the storage solution on Polkadot, which are also connected in the same batch as Darwinia Network. Now, with regards to the latest news, so again, they held an AMA on Polka Warriors Telegram channel. Again, do check that out if you're interested. It's a very good channel where they basically talk about anything Polkadot, right? And they are holding AMAs as well, which is great. I'm not holding any AMAs on mine, but I think I'm going to start doing so as well. It would be interesting, just to kind of get the community involved and find out more about these sort of projects, especially from the Polkadot ecosystem. But for now, Polka Warriors is the go-to place for AMAs from the Polkadot ecosystem, so that's good contribution. Now, one of their recent partners is Darwinia Network. So here we can see that they're going to be using Darwinia's bridge. And if we actually open up this article here, we can see they're going to build full interoperability. So Darwinia's money market protocol focuses on trading cross-chain short-term crypto assets, creating an ecosystem to support as many assets across the blockchain economy as possible. Produced using Substrate, Darwinia's will improve base layer performance and offer the exchange of blockchain agnostic digital assets, empower the DeFi sector at large. Following the collaboration with Darwinia, Darwinia will be able to easily bridge its money market platform with assets from blockchains such as Ethereum, Tron, EOS, Near Protocol, and additional heterogeneous blockchains that will be introduced down the line. This will make the Darwinia exchange platform infinitely more robust, with the ability to offer the trading of assets across the entire blockchain spectrum. So they're actually planning to launch on the Polkadot mainnet in Q3 of 2021. So it is going to be a bit of a wait, but nevertheless, they are going to do it, and they're going to be using Darwinia. So it just shows you here, Darwinia are enabling broader cross-chain use cases. So again, this is just one of the partnerships, one of many with Darwinia Network here and Konami. So of course you could expect more to happen with Darwinia. Again, I really like Darwinia's marketing. They just really know what they're doing, right? They know what to tackle. They know what to, they're basically just looking for partners. They're probably reaching out to them. And thanks to that, you know, they're spreading the word. And then of course they've got something to tweet about, right? So it's all about building that partnership and building bridges. So, you know, just to be kind of ironic here, they are a bridge and they're building bridges, right? So that's awesome. Now let's move on here and talk about the staking dApp. And again, I have done a dedicated tutorial on this, but I haven't actually showed you how to stake in action. I just showed you how you can use the staking app. So again, once you go to apps.darwinia.network here, you go to staking, then you'll see this page, which is the power manager. So when you click on staking now, it just tells you here you need to stake some KTON or ring to get power. So it's all about power. Power generates ring. Okay, this is what you got to remember. The greater the power, the greater the share of reward. And we'll take a look at that table with the return on investment. Again, not financial advice, but it's just to let you know that if you want to invest in ring or in KTON, this is how you get more ring, by accumulating power. So if you click on staking now here, and let's say for example you are to choose 100,000 ring, just as an example, and then you choose the lock limit. So here it tells you the power. So what this is going to do, this is not, there's no fixed term with this, so you could set a lock period to get additional KTON rewards. This one has no fixed term, no lock limit with any fixed term, but this is your power, so you're going to get some ring, okay, based on this power. Now if we click on the drop down and you select 1 month, now here you can see things are changing. You're also going to get 0.769 KTON instantly as soon as you lock your ring for 1 month. Now if you increase this to 2 months, you can see the KTON has increased to 1.54, and again this is instant, aside from your general ring income that you're going to accumulate. And the maximum that you could actually stake or lock for is 36 months, and that will give you 36.4 KTON. And this is the reason why we could see so much KTON in circulation lately, because there are people that have blocked their ring for 36 months just to generate a lot of KTON, and then people obviously were hyped about that because they can also generate ring. They're staking and forgetting that 100,000 ring, just as an example, and they're generating other ring tokens on top of that, and also KTON, which is the instant one. And then of course they can accumulate more ring with this KTON if it appreciates in price. And as we had a 2x recently, you could just imagine the potential there, aside from the general passive income that you get in ring for having this locked up. And then after the 36 months are up, you're going to get your ring back as well. And who knows what the value is going to be in 36 months. Many things could happen. It could be a bear market, it could be a very strong bull market. Anything could happen in 3 years, right? But it's just to show you that this is how you do it. Now if you do decide to stake KTON, you are generating only power. So let's actually drop this. Let's say you have 100 KTON. You can see the power is enormous here. So you're actually generating a lot of ring, but again, because you're staking KTON, you're not generating KTON as well. You're only generating ring, but a lot more ring than if you had 100,000 ring. So now hopefully you understand why KTON is so important. And again, KTON can only be generated by locking ring, right? You saw it. If you don't lock ring, if you don't specify a time frame, then you don't get any KTON. So the only way you can mint KTON is by specifying a time frame. So that's good because that takes ring out of circulation. It generates KTON, and then if people decide to unstake early, they have to pay 3 times the fee. So 3 times the fee has to be paid back, which is quite high in order for you to receive your ring back. So it's just not worth it. It's better to just wait, and once you make up your mind, that's it, right? So yeah, that's something that I wanted to talk about. So now let's take a look at the table of contents here. So thank you to again to Darwinia for posting this on the Polka Warriors Telegram group. So here we can see we've got strategy A. Okay, in strategy A we've got an example of 4,401 ring being purchased. Okay, and here we could see, assuming that we're selecting the lockup period for nothing, right, 0 months, so no lockup, you've got the 4,401, and your percentage of the ring pool will be 0.0034%. Nothing on the KTON pool because you've only staked ring. but you can see that the annual ring revenue you're generating is 658, which is 14.96% APY. And again, this is without any lockup. You can unlock anytime you want. Okay, now there is another strategy here, which is strategy B, using KTON. If you purchase, say, 5.7 KTON and you stake the 5.7 KTON, you own 0.03% of the KTON pool, and that will generate you 6,372 ring. So that is humongous, right? That is 144.7% APY. So that's your return on your investment. That's crazy. Like, and just imagine if KTON's price doubles up from the time you buy that, then you could count that as double, right? 288%. So it's humongous, right? There's also another strategy there with say, for example, you've got 4,401 ring, but you decide to lock it for 1 month. Okay, so you generate KTON, you generate what do you generate? You generate 0.03 KTON, and then if you decide to stake that 0.03 KTON as well as the ring on top of that, you generate 696 ring, which is 15.83%. So by locking your ring for 1 month, you could see that you're actually generating more than not having any lockup. Okay, but it is locked for only 1 month, which is not a lot if you think about it, right? Now, and that's because you get that extra KTON. That extra KTON is actually giving you that extra power and is generating you that extra income. So that's why that now you can see, hopefully through this table, you can really see the power of KTON and the importance of having KTON. Now we've got the 6-month strategy as well there, which you can see is again 4,401 ring. You lock it up for 6 months, you get 0.21 KTON, you stake that KTON and that ring, and you get 20.3%, which is 894. Further down for 12 months, you get 26%, 1,153. And for 36 months, which is again for 3 years, that's a long time, you get 55.76%, assuming you stake both the KTON and the ring, which generates you that 2,454 ring per year annual income. So that's amazing. And this is just assuming that the price is going to appreciate. Just imagine, again, the price could go down, but we are in a bull market. So we have to be positive, right? We have to be positive. If this was a bear market, I wouldn't be so positive. But with the bull market, there's every reason to be positive with this. So yeah, now you can see the importance of staking ring and staking KTON. So hopefully that makes more sense. So again, big thank you to Darwinia for posting that photo in the Polka Warriors Telegram group during the AMA. And now to move on here and talk about Kusama. We don't have too many news with them, but I do want to mention this. So again, the price, we could see it actually broke over $400. It was like 420 as the new all-time high. So it's amazing. I did tell you that this is likely going to double up back when it was 200, and the par-chain auctions haven't even started yet. So with the par-chain auctions going live, people FOMOing in order to lock up that Kusama, to take part in those auctions, to bid for their favorite projects, to get those tokens, and to lock up that KSM. We could potentially see this now at over $500 easily, no doubt about it. Over $500 is very likely with the par-chain auctions, even more probably because of the low supply, but just to be conservative here. Now to talk about the news that we've got from them, so the latest ones, or the oldest ones that we've got, which I think are pretty good, is with regards to Ontology's Onto wallet. Again, I used to follow Ontology a long time ago. I didn't do a dedicated tutorial on Onto wallet, but I did mention Onto wallet various times, which is basically a wallet where you can store your Ontology coins, but now you can also store DOT and also KSM. So KSM has been added there as well, and also NFTs. Now the virtual niche, which is the world's first and largest crypto art exhibition, is going to be held between the 26th of March and 11th of April. So again, Kusama are involved in that too, because they are retweeting this. Now Parity Technologies are also developing a generic assets parachain called Statement as one of the first common good chains on Polkadot and Kusama network. So again, these common good chains, basically what this means is that they don't actually need to bid in order to successfully bond as a parachain. So they don't need to bid, and the community doesn't need to lock up their KSM or their DOT in order for these parachains to successfully bond. Common good means that they go through governance and if they pass the governance vote, then they actually bond as a parachain. And because this is developed by Parity Technology themselves, you can imagine, right, it's a common good parachain. They're doing it because they know that they need it in order to help the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems. So yeah, this is how it's basically going to work. It's basically a functionality for deploying assets from NFTs to stable coins and central bank digital currency. So have a read of this article. It is quite long, but have a read if you're interested there. Also, they're talking about Zeitgeist here, which is coming out of Stealth. They're here to create a network of prediction markets for Kusama. Read about the vision, team, and why they want you to join them in building the future of Web 3.0. So again, have a look at this article if you're interested in the prediction market Zeitgeist. And again, somebody wrote this article here with a really cool graphic design here, explaining what Kusama is all about. It's a comic on Kusama. We'll take a look at that in a moment, but also we've got the DOT Treasury proposal milestone. So basically, Kusama has basically tweeted this as if they were referring to Kusama, as if Kusama was talking, right? So both myself and Polkadot have treasuries comprised of funds collected through transaction fees, slashing, staking inefficiencies, etc. To see a full overview, including income, output, total funds, proposals, tips, bounties, and total burned, check out .treasury.com. And here, if we click on this, you can see this is the .treasury. That's a lot of Kusama, 397,636 KSM. That is a lot of Kusama in the treasury pot right there. So yeah, absolutely amazing. And again, we're going to see more contributions towards Kusama. Developers are going to be contributing, and if they contribute, then the treasury does tip them, right? They do tip them. I have been tipped through the treasury. Many people have been tipped through the treasury. Any kind of contribution receives a tip, as long as it's a decent contribution and it's for that specific project. Only in the case of Kusama, of course, it has to be about Kusama. And yeah, just to kind of talk about this here, what can you do with Kusama? So as you can see here, this comic is actually very good. It's really well explained. However, it is a bit out of date here because it says here Kusama is an early, unaudited, and unrefined release of Polkadot. So here you can see Dan Reeser has actually commented to say this is awesome work. Just want to note that Kusama is no longer unaudited or unrefined. This is outdated language from when the network first launched. Kusama is Polkadot's code and is now highly audited and refined. Kusama is also a scalable network of specialized blockchains built using Substrate and nearly the same code base as Polkadot. The network is a development environment for teams who want to move fast and innovate on Kusama, or prepare for development on, or prepare for deployment on Polkadot. So again, have a read of this comic. It is pretty good. But yeah, this is it from today's video. I don't have anything else to add, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this informative, especially the section about Darwinia, about the staking, because that's new information to me as well. We didn't know what the return on investment is, but now it makes more sense how staking Ring and staking KTON can be so valuable, and more so with staking KTON because there's everything to win. And you can see why the price has been doing so well here, and it's actually been growing while I was doing this video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.